Will Ferrell. Oh, uh, didn't really think about it. Comedians, I think all comedians have a secret desire to be I want to say, legitimate actor, be taken seriously, but they can't escape public expectations. When you see Will Ferrell, you expect some hilarity. Uh, I think of Raphael as being an action hero, not a comedian. However, I think Will Ferrell is incredibly funny, ad lib, uh, extemporaneous, and does stuff ad hoc. And so if you tell him you're an angel and I want you to go beat up this demon, but you can have a discussion beforehand, I think Will Ferrell will tear the demon a new one and then kick his butt, roll him up in yarn, and roll him down the hill into the Thames, which is what happens at the end of the movie. Uh, yeah, sure. I know 1.5 billion people know this story, and I know that because it's in their religious training. Catholics, Christian Orthodox, and Jews are all taught this as a young person. We're talking about the Book of Tobit, which is in the Old Testament. Real quickly, Sarah is a young woman who's been married 7 times, and 7 times she's been widowed. She's widowed by demonic murders. A demon named Asmodeus kills her new husband before the marriage can even be consummated. They don't even make it to the wedding bed without the husband being murdered. And this guy is a particularly evil demon. He's a lawyer and a doctor and a master of disguise, but still he's a demon. And when you're killed by a demon, it's not going to be pretty. There's blood splatter, electrocutions. What do you call it when your skull's caved in? Brutal. And so she's a little traumatized. Up and down on the. If there's going to be 7 weddings in one movie, she's got to be resilient. So I'll just flat out tell us everybody they're not going to make this film without a actress of real gravitas and likability. She's got to be likable. You're going to have 7 weddings. The bride's got to be likable. And hopeful and cheerful and not one to easily cave. Now, she does pray to God to end her life, but she's not going to commit suicide. And God's not going to take her life. Instead, God sends an angel, which is where Will Ferrell I can see him entering this. Raphael takes care of the demon at the end, and but he could do it with style and pizzazz and with a little humor, and then a lot of violence. I'm glad you asked me about that because I was thinking about Brad Pitt or Bruce Willis or Vin Diesel or Matt Damon, an action hero, someone the audience was accustomed to seeing them kick demons' butts. It wouldn't seem out of place. However, I love the magic of film. You put somebody like Will Ferrell in a combat role, something's funny's going to happen. It's kind of like, Schwarzenegger. He's an action hero, and they don't say comedian, but his roles are all full of comedy. I don't know why Will Ferrell couldn't do that. He's an angel disguised as a human, Nobody knows he's an angel. So the shirtless, with the bandolero and the bullets and all, I don't, the combat hero. It really doesn't fit this particular angel because he doesn't advertise. Okay, so now what about Tobit? It's called Tobit because the main character advances all of the. He's 80-year-old. He's 80 years old and blind, and he put money away when he was young in London. Tobit is in Amsterdam. This story is actually 3,000 years old, and in the Bible it takes place in modern day Iraq and Mesopotamia, but between the Tigris and Euphrates River. But no, I don't think anybody's going to pay $12 to see a film where the story is 3,000 years old. So I changed it to the 1930s in Amsterdam. Why the 1930s? The Nazis show up in 1941. So Tobit's 80 and blind, and we don't live forever. It's pretty obvious he's going to die. The question for the audience is, where is he going to die? In the peace of his bed or in a violent gas chamber? A choking, horrible, humiliating death. So that's about the only thing I added to the story. I changed the location to add a little suspense, and the time, same. The location is Amsterdam because Tobit has to send his son over water. So Sarah has to be in London, and they have to cross the English Channel to get the money. Tobit prays to God to die, and then he prays, when that's not going to happen, he prays for a companion who will go with his son and bring the money back safely. If you know anything about Raphael, he is known as a guide, a guardian, and can repair relationships. So after 7 weddings and 7 demonic murders, 2 families, really I guess there's about 9 families because there's 7 dead, and there's going to be an 8th wedding between Sarah and Toby. But Toby has to go over there and get the money and get back without getting robbed, and God sends Raphael to guard the son and the money. Conveniently, Raphael is also there to solve Sarah's problem. So, well, there's a great scene, and it may be the center of the movie, and it's Raphael telling Toby not to be too concerned. Of course, Toby is a little apprehensive about marrying a woman who's lost 7 husbands. How would you like to be number 8? But Raphael has so much gravitas, and we don't even know he's an angel. As far as everybody, all the characters are concerned, he's just a companion, like security for the money. We don't know he's there to dispatch the demon. But he says to Toby, hey, what about her? Yeah, she's pretty, but 7 husbands have died. Oh, you knew about that. Every Jew in Europe knows about the girl in London who's lost 7 husbands to violent demonic murder. But she doesn't look jaded. No, she's handling it pretty well. We'll go talk to her. Oh, yeah, God, go talk to her. She's looking at you. What if I fall in love with her? Good. What if I marry her? Great. What if the demon decides, no, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to let that happen. I told your dad I would look out for you. If you like the girl, marry her. Nothing is going to interrupt that. And so Toby and Sarah get married, and I I think Will Ferrell would be humorous, and he could pull it off. He could get angry. He's a good actor. I can't recall where he tried to play the straight role. I wouldn't expect him to. If you gave him the role of an angel whose job it is to uh, roll a demon, kill a demon, and roll his dead body into the Thames, I think he would do it with pizzazz, and he would add to the part. There's nothing wrong with that. No, it's not in the Bible anymore. It's not in the Protestant Bibles. It was taken out in 1923, but I don't think that's really going to be an issue. Protestants will line up to see this movie because it's religious. And Protestants and Lutherans used to be this far apart on the religious spectrum. Nowadays, because of radicalism, extremism, cults, Islam, they're like this. Protestants and Catholics will fight back to back the extremists all around them, and that's changed from the old days. No, it's never been a film. It was a silent film in the 1920s, and it hasn't been a feature film since. There's shorts that are very low production value, and they're just designed as ancillary material to go along with Bible study, and there's a couple of animations for kids, but never a feature film. And that's why you should make this movie. There's 1.5 billion people who know this from print, from being told the story since they were little kids, and they've never seen it on celluloid or streamed like we do these days. And I think they expect it to be done. And I think that is a very good, a healthy way to determine whether a film should be made. In economics, we call it demand, supply and demand. 1.5 billion people with money in their pocket and God in their heart, they're gonna want to watch this film. Anti-Catholic bias. I have a Roman Catholic priest friend in Dublin from when I went to school in Dublin. He said, "Isn't it curious? The Americans started removing Tobit and some other Catholic Bibles from books from the Bible, Catholic books from the Bible, in 1923." And he said mostly it started with the Lutherans, the American Lutherans, in 1923. And he was talking to me about politics, not anything doctrinal, theological. It had nothing to do with religion. He said it was all political. Now, I have a Lutheran friend here who's also a minister, and he said, "Oh no, nothing about politics." He said it was because Tobit has magic in it. Imagine that, magic in the Bible. So I'm weighing this out, and I think if there are miracles and there is magic. If it's a little leaning towards being Catholic, they wanted to get rid of it because they called it magic and deleted it from the Bible. So there is magic in Tobit, but Tobit's eyesight is restored, and the demon's killed. That's probably 2 acts of magic, if you want to call it that. And you can call it skepticism. You can call it a fear of superstition. But it's not in the Protestant Bibles anymore for whatever reason. 1.5 billion people. That's the first reason. Second reason the film should be made is the likability of the main characters. And third, I think it's a unique take on an old story, putting it in Amsterdam. Sarah and Tobit and the 8th wedding in this story is unique enough to get it done. I hope it will get in the doors. I told another streaming platform to read the Bible, read the Book of Tobit in the Bible, and then to email me if you want to read the script. I'll send it, no problem. And I got an email. I got to talk to you urgently. Be on this Zoom, and he called me on Zoom. He wanted to look me in the eye and tell me, don't send that script to everybody. And I said, why? And he said, they'll steal it. And I said, the story's 3,000 years old, and then half the Bibles and 1.5 billion people are taught this story when they're a little kid, and you think I'm going to be the victim of copyright theft? And I tried to explain to him about film adaptations. Of course, he was aware it was in the Bible. He's actually a Roman Catholic. So I don't know what it is with Hollywood. Unsolicited material, stealing material. I don't know why they would send me a letter that says we don't read unsolicited material when the story's 3,000 years old and in the Bible and well known by a fourth of the people on the planet. And maybe another third are vaguely aware of the story. And 75% of the planet, when they hear a storyline, 7 Jewish weddings and 7 demonic murders, if they wouldn't buy advance tickets. It's never been done. I think Will Ferrell. You think outside of the box. I think we should be friends. I wish I was acquainted with Mr. Ferrell. I'd sure approach him with this. Can you play an angel who publicly embarrasses a demon, and when he doesn't take the ridicule so well, you have to kill him and roll him up, roll his body into the Thames? I think he would see humor in that. I've seen Will Ferrell in, I don't know what you call those, the little documentaries that go along with the film, the making of Elf. And we learn how much he's ad-libbed the part. I'm not afraid of that. I've got a script. The script came from the Bible, but for entertainment value, Will Ferrell is top 10. But no debate about that. Would he do it? I don't know. I'm sure his people have a moat around him, and they see a serious script that goes into the garbage. Yeah, you've seen the videographers who go out behind producers and talent agents and videotape what's in the dumpster. It's just paper. There's just tons of paper, scripts that are thrown out. So I don't know. It's 50-50. If Will Ferrell saw this, he would say, "Hey, there's a lot of opportunity there," or he might say, "No, I want sure-fired comedy." Who knows? And we don't know if he's. I don't know if he's religious. Is he Jewish or Orthodox or Protestant or uh, Catholic? Maybe he's known this story since he was 8. I don't know. I don't think you have to be religious to like the story. It is roller coaster ride. 7 weddings, a cheerful bride like Sandra Bullock or Miss Congeniality or Reese Witherspoon. Undefeatable optimism. And then demonic murders. But Sarah's unfazed. And why is she unfazed? It's because Raphael's got her back for the 8th wedding. He doesn't show up till the 8th wedding. But Will Ferrell's is a good idea. Sure. Keep thinking outside the box. I'll keep sending the query letters, and you keep suggesting long shots. Will Ferrell could get it done. I mean, he knows enough people and name recognition. He probably knows a good actress that can take care of it. He knows an 80-year-old Jew that can play the part of Tobit. Yeah. Now, if they'll just lower the drawbridge and let the script over the moat, over the celebrity moat, I would be happy. Yeah, next question. Go for it.